this one here is just going to be the legs that we have baked again for 10 minutes on 375. This is 1.5 tablespoons of sea salt, 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, a half tablespoon of cayenne, a half tablespoon of garlic powder, a half tablespoon of onion powder, and a half tablespoon of the egg yolk powder. And 2 cups of the white wheat flour. For wet, we're just going to use water again. In this one, we're not quite through yet, but it's going to be, it's already 2 cups of the white wheat flour, and we're going to be adding a half tablespoon of the dry egg yolk, which I just did. We're going to be adding 1.5 tablespoons of the sea salt and 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, and that's all that one's getting. And it's wet, will also just be water. Alright, it's about that time. We're going to go ahead and batter up the chicken legs and just let it set like we did on the last trial. Remember, these have been pre-baked 10 minutes on 375. Look at the oil, if you can see it on top of the water. Notice when you put uncooked chicken, not that this looks cooked, down in some oil like that, you'll never see that, down in some water like that, you'll never see the oil doing all that, coming up on top of the water. Very interesting. I'm just going to do what we did last night with these. I'm just going to leave it sitting inside a mound of flour for a little bit, which won't be very long. Alright, time to do the rest of the bird. And we're going to pretty much do the same thing here. We're going to leave these sitting in the flour over there with a mound of flour on top of them. And when we get through with this, I think we're going to be right near our desired temperature of 300 that we're going with again. This test will be very interesting.
Okay, it's go time.
I want to put in these breasts first. Throw some thighs at the situation.
Watch this splatter. Get this camera.
And the legs.
Now the legs is different.
They are different, and I want to keep an eye on where I set these. I'm going to put one right there.
And I hope this ain't the same thing it was last night. Now we're going to turn the dial up on 5.
Keep an eye on that thermometer too. That went down to, what's that? Got 280. Yeah, it's going to make 280. It's dropping still. Alright, let's look at this piece. Not quite ready yet, you can tell. I wish, huh?
That's not a drip.
Put this over here and have a little holder. Take another peek at something. What do we put in over here? That's the breast. That's still white.
Yep, looks like another long browning period here. Even though raw, not pre-cooked.
That was the experiment tonight. We were wanting to see the difference between raw and pre-cooked. Which one's browns faster, or at all. I think our 5 setting is going to have to be jerked up to a 7 or a 6. Temperature keeps dropping. It's 270 now and going down.
And that light glare is all over that temperature here.
Right near 4 minutes. Let's give it a look. See what we've done.
White.
Yes, sir. She's a bit pale.
It's going to be the same situation, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to make an executive decision here.
We're at almost 5 minutes. I'm jumping up to 9 on here, trying to get this back up to around 300 or so. And as it starts to crawl up there, we'll probably end up turning it down to put the lid on.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Alright, let's give it a check. How long has it been?
It has been
12 minutes and 21 seconds. That's the coloring we got so far. We had whipped that up on high there. And I think I may have forgot to mention this grease has been filtered and it is seasoned grease. This is not new grease. Getting a little browner now. It looks pale white. Where's that other breast? I was wondering where it was.
completely different from last night.
Cooking at a high temp, I would be telling him to put on the lid. Put on the lid.
Okay, it's going up to 300 now. I would turn that down to 5.
How many minutes in?
See how brown she is now. Interesting. What about that leg?
Right down, boy. Where is such a leg?
No difference from the rest.
Not really.
And the skin is sticking on great.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me eyeball that thermometer a little bit more and see if it's rising at 7.
Yep.
It is starting to rise.
If you think it's brown enough, we'll go ahead.
Look at this green here, the closest beast. I'm trying to.
Now that we've
Yeah,
fried
that's
all
right.
this.
That is brown enough. Take out this thermometer and act like that doesn't hurt. Put the lid on here and give this a twist. And it's closed.
Okay. We're going to have to put it in at a higher temperature. Okay, timer.
$11 minutes on the clock.
I turned it down to 5. And we got 3 minutes left. Complicated.
Alright, we got 1 minute left on the clock. I'm sure it's less than.
Alright.
We're going to move this over here at the same time as we release this. Not what I'd call super stable, but it'll work.
That had pressure on it.
Yes, sir, that was pressurized.
Now, let's see how brown the chicken is.
Alright, there was a breast floating around here
Oh, it is brown.
somewhere.
Ooh. Not too brown, but it's brown.
Not too brown. What does that look like? I don't know. I think that looks nice. Got that good look about it. Oh yeah, come on. You gotta give it to me there. That's pretty good looking. Let's grab a leg if I can quit ripping it up. No, what am I talking about? You can't rip that up. Get it off each other if at all possible. Great thing about this method though, should have had that off, is you haven't got to worry about any of the batter falling off. What is that there? A little fry.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yes, it does. What do we got here? Another little fry.
And it's still cooking.
Weasel it in where it ain't rubbing on other pieces. And perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna time this so when we have to let it sit for about 10 minutes.
We're gonna put it over here anyway and put a thermometer in it for a joke.
Oh yeah.
So, alright. We will for a joke. Put thermometers in it.
Just like last night, if that ain't done, ain't nothing done. Oh yeah, that jumped to 180 and heading down towards 200.
This one's jumped to 180. It's rounding 190. And working its way down to 200.
Yeah, this went to 200. And that one will too. Okay. We'll get back. Alright, time for a taste test.
Tastes really good.
Alright, reviews coming up.
The first bite at least.